Hey, this is Bree with Cosmic Siren. Welcome to the Siren Pod. I share empowering channeled messages from spirit, stories, and music to help quirky and curious souls trust their intuition, express their truth, and embody their beautifully unique selves to open them up to the soulmate connections and life of their dreams. This is a very safe space. All are welcome. In today's episode, I wanted to share a story, something that happened to me recently. It's something that at first seemed disappointing, seemed like, how could this have happened to me? This changes things. It could have turned into a negative situation, right? It's something that was out of my control. However, I had a choice. I had a different path to take. And I chose the path that supports solo living, which is another episode I talked about, which I'll link below for you to listen to. But in that episode, I talk about the importance of keeping up your plans, still living life, even if a friend or somebody in your life cancels on you or changes something. Because at the end of the day, you still have to live your life, and it empowers you to do things independently, to be in your own energy, and to enjoy life so that you are living in such a high vibration on your own, doing your own thing. And that's the vibration that you want to be in, so that when you connect with other people, it's about them adding value and not you relying on them to make you happy. So I had a situation recently where I had a planned trip with a friend, and I was supposed to meet this friend out of state. It would be our first times in that city together and to celebrate their birthday. And what happened was the day before our flights, they messaged me and said they were anxious about flying because there was a storm happening in the area and they weren't going to go. So it wasn't really a conversation. They made their mind up. They weren't going to go. And mind you, there was no cancellations in the flights, but they were just anxious about flying. And at that time, I felt really disappointed, right? I thought, wow, we planned this already. I booked the hotel. We were supposed to celebrate your birthday. I really wanted to connect with this person because it had been a while since I'd seen them. We had both moved out of state. And I was really disappointed, right? I was sad, understandably so. And so I had two options here. I could not go, right? This was planned for their birthday. I could not go. However, the flight and the hotel was non-refundable. So I was thinking, okay, in the future, maybe I should get a plan where things are refundable. But I had this thought and I said, wait, it's non-refundable. Why would I not go? Let me just go. I'll just do a solo trip. And, I had some fears. I had some doubts. I was flying to a new city alone. And mind you, I had flown on my own before. That wasn't the concern. I just happened to always had a friend to meet up with. This would be my, I guess, technically second solo trip. So my first solo trip where I was canceled on, but my second solo trip technically, where I'd be going out of state, flying, and being in my own energy for the duration, right? And it was only a few days, right? Like 4 days. So I told myself, wait, I'm still going to go. I can have a good time. I haven't been to this city. Let me just go. There's no issue here. And I knew I'd be fine. It was more about nighttime activities that I get nervous about, right? But the majority, I would be fine. So then I made it fun. I was like, well, now I can do what I want. Let me just look up what I'd like to do in the city. I can check out all the things that I want. I don't have to, compare it with someone else. And so I ended up going, right? And the easy part was packing and going, right? The flying for me is easy. I fly a lot. So that wasn't the issue. Once I landed, right, I already had my things. I had each day planned. I had a couple activities each. And so I did. I went alone. I did the activities alone. And it felt good, right? I was in my own energy. It felt fun. Now, mind you, there were times, right? Naturally, there were times where, I see people with families or friends or partners, right? I don't see a lot of people alone for the activities I was doing. Some of them were more family oriented, but some weren't, right? And so, I'd have those thoughts of, this is fun, this is fine, but it would be a lot more fun with someone else. It'd be a lot more fun if so and so was here. And I thought, no, you should have fun on your own. Like, it's natural to have things elevated, but you can make this fun. Do what you want. Read things. Like, what space do you need to be in? Like, this should be fun for you. It has to be enjoyable, because I was telling myself, I should be in a high vibration on my own energy. And I did. I had fun. I learned a lot about myself that I don't know if I would have if I was with the company of someone else, right? There was something about the city, about the attractions I went to, that shifted something for me. And this is a message to share, is there are places that if you feel called to go to, like if it's a place you've always wanted to visit, or you just felt like a strong connection to it and you just feel like, I really need to go to this place and you don't know why, there could be a couple reasons. There might be a connection waiting for you there. You might be able to meet someone and connect, and that means something. Or the energy of the place, the space, it's supposed to unlock something inside of you. When you go there, there's either some healing, some memories unlocking, some gifts, to open up, but there's an energetic shift that it's supposed to support you through. And this is what happened for me. Because in that space, after I came back, something shifted inside of me. This level of confidence, like, I'm pretty confident and comfortably on my own, but I got this level of confidence that I might not have gotten if I had gone with this person. After that trip, during the trip, mind you, I felt confidently, I'm like, I can go anywhere, because I have a huge travel bug. I want to go out of the country. I mean, I have, but I want to travel to a lot of places out of country. But I always, wanted to plan it with someone. But after this, during the trip, I felt very strongly like I can literally go anywhere. Like, I'm fine. I can go out of country. I'm not going to be afraid. Like, I can figure it out. This level of confidence and satisfaction in that, like, I can't trade that for anything, right? And also being in my own energy for 4 days, mind you, with strangers that I interact with, but majority of the time just on my own. And just being in my own energy for 4 days, it helped me like recalibrate to myself, right? Being in this new city I'm in, when I moved, I'm hanging out with more people, I'm making connections, so I'm usually connected with a lot of people's energies, and it's a big city, so there's a lot of people everywhere. And so, yeah, I'm on my own when I'm in my apartment, but there was something about being in my own, going on a trip and doing things that I wanted to do, and just being in my own space and just being in my own company, only having myself to talk to, right? Being in that energy, it reminded myself what it's like to be in my energy. Like, I love being in my energy, right? It feels good for me. Like, I'm happy being in my own energy. And that's what I want you to get to, right? Too. If you're not, you should be very happy and comfortable being in your own energy. Because what happens is, once you connect with people, once you connect with spaces and places and situations, you will immediately feel whether it's draining you or not, right? Once you start talking or connecting with other people and you're going to the same places with them that you originally went to alone, you can kind of compare and feel like, oh, I don't feel good. Like, I felt really good alone. Why don't I feel good now? And it could be the person you're with. It could be the different people. Maybe it's a new space and there's something about the energy of the space you don't like. You can trust that, right? Because you're in your own energy more, right? And you can trust that this new energy that you are exposing yourself to, whether that's a person, place, situation, whatever, how it's affecting you. And I wanted to share something. So I guess there's kind of two stories here. After I came back from that place and I was feeling super, energized, very confident, supported, I'm like, I can do anything in the world, right? And just, it was very empowering, the attractions I went to. And when I came back, I hung out with a friend, to catch up. And something happened. Something shifted inside of me. I could feel my energy changing. I could feel a drain in my energy. I could feel myself questioning myself a little bit, I could immediately feel myself feeling a little bit off, right? And I may not have been able to sense that so quickly before, right? I would have made excuses maybe, right? But being by myself for that long, I mean, it's not that long, it's 4 days, but you know what I mean? Just being in my own energy without others' exposure for a good amount of time, I was able to trust myself more, right? Like, yes, I have a certain level of trust for myself, but there was no questioning this because I had just come from not being exposed to any energy. So the second that I get back and spend time with this energy and it drains me and I question myself and I think I can trust that, right? And it's this message of it's important to take time for yourself, to take some space for yourself, a good amount of space, right? Every day you should be connecting with yourself, but so that you can get really clear and confident on what it feels like to be in your own energy, what thoughts and feelings are your own, so that when something happens, when you start feeling off or different sets of emotions or feeling drained, you can pick out immediately what person, what situation, or what place had that effect on you. I think sometimes, we can go through our days not connecting with ourselves. We're hanging out with people and going out and about, and we might not notice our energy drain till maybe the end of the day or maybe even a few days later. We might just all of a sudden feel like, wow, I don't feel good. I feel so drained. And then we try to trace back what caused it, but we can't, right? Because we're not connected with ourselves. So this trip, it just was a good reminder for me. It was just a good reminder of what it's like to be in my own energy, how much I like being in my own energy, and to remind myself, make sure you're connecting with your energy a little bit more. I think I've been kind of letting it go a little bit. So it was a good message for me, but also a message for you. Take time out of your day, just even if it's a few minutes, just to connect with yourself, connect with your body, connect with your emotions, connect with your thoughts, so that you can really be in your own energy, understand yourself more, so that you're living the life that you deserve, right? That you're able to pivot away from these energies, because it's really important that to get to our highest timeline, to get to the place, the life that we desire for ourselves, to get to the types of people and connections and life that we're envisioning in our head that we know is meant for us, we have to be able to pivot towards our yes, pivot away from energies that aren't serving us, that we need to let go of. And we have to be able to do this intuitively, right? If you've been questioning a connection, questioning a situation, and it's been on your mind for a while, right? Whatever that means for you, whatever resonates for you. And you've been wanting a sign or, wanting some clarity, then this message is for you. Just take some space. Take some space to be alone for a while, like literally alone, right? Not just away from their energy, right? You can connect with other people if you want, but also just to be in your energy. Like take a day. Do you take a day or two by yourself just to have like a little alone time? Like, for example, when I'm hanging out with people, I have like a max, right? We all have our different maxes, right? We all have to connect with ourselves and figure out what's a good number. But I usually don't like seeing more than 3 people in a week. And that's even like a lot for me. Like, it's just a lot of energy, right? I just like being in my energy. But 3 is like a good number, right? I'll kind of fib it. It changes and flows, but that's good for me. Are you the type of person that has to see someone every day? Like, I know everyone's a little bit different, introvert, extroverts. Like an extrovert, they get energized by seeing people, right? They don't need more alone time like an introvert does, right? And this is not socialness, remember. Introvert and extrovert is just about energy. Like, I'm very social. I like connecting with people, but I'm an introvert, meaning if I connect with too many people, if I'm out and about too much, I get drained really fast. I need a lot more alone time, right? And an extrovert really likes being with people, right? They can be at home too, like a homebody, but they like being in people's spaces because it actually does energize them to be with people, right? And that can look a lot differently, right? Everyone's on different extremes, but how much space are you taking for yourself? Do you have to spend every day with somebody? And if you do, why? Like, are you afraid of connecting with your thoughts and feelings? What is it that you're hiding from? Are you not secure being in your own energy? Do you need to be with someone else? And that's something to look at, right? Again, we shouldn't need anyone. We should want people, right? We should be in a very secure, loving space where connecting with people is like a bonus, right? It's like dessert. Like, of course, we all need connection, some type of connection, right? That'll look different for everyone, but it shouldn't be in this needy energy, right? It should be in a want energy. It's important for us to feel very secure in our own energy, loving, comfortable, so that when these situations happen, right? If people cancel or what have you, we can still have a good time on our own. And there might have been a situation like me where if this person had come, obviously we still would have had a good time. We would have been able to build on the connection, but I wouldn't have had these revelations, this shift, this experience for myself, which I feel like has pushed me to a different path, right? I'm more confident. I feel like it has opened up new opportunities or paths that I can take now because I feel more comfortable doing that. And it might feel a little uncomfortable, right? It's this message of, for example, like the solo trip. It felt a little bit scary, right? A little bit of fear. Like I knew it was fine, but there is some fear because anything unknown, we're going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, right? There's going to be a little bit of fear into the unknown, but it's important to push through that, right? Because at the end of the day, it's pushing me toward feeling more comfortable and confident in myself and secure being on my own, which I feel everyone should be, right? And now that I'm here, or back at home, I'm more motivated, right? I'm like, oh, I want to check out all these spaces, all these places. And I'm not thinking like, who can I invite? Like, who can I invite? No, I'm just going to check them out. And if I happen to be able to invite people, or if people happen to hear about it and want to come, that's fine. But now it's like, it's not focused around, oh, I can't go there because I don't have someone to go with. No, now it's like, I'm going everywhere and it'll be fun with other people, but I'm just going to do it because, right? It's just a different type of energy to live in. It's a different type of way of living, right? And this is coming from someone, me, who I really enjoy experiencing things with people, right? Like whether that's traveling, going to concerts, just going out. Like I really like having someone there. I just like bouncing back with their energy and ideas and thoughts. But only recently I realized, wait, I haven't experienced a lot of independence outside my home, right? Like I'm very comfortable being at home alone because it's my space, right? I can control it. Very comfortable being at home alone for how long, right? I can go around in my local environment, right? Like it's easy for me to go shopping or drive somewhere, that's easy for me. But when it comes to exploring a big unknown city, right? Or if it comes to traveling alone in like a country alone or a state alone, those things kind of push at me and I'm like, oh, that feels a little uncomfortable. But I'm learning to push past that discomfort a little bit, right? Because I know it's going to be good for me, right? And it has been. Something has shifted in me and now I'm on that path. I would always admire people that do that. I'm like, look at them traveling alone in another country. I'm like, wow, they're amazing, right? And I have a friend like that. I'm like, how are you able to travel alone and just do it all alone? And she was just like, I have to live my life because I want to. And I'm like, wow, I admire that about you. But now I can admire that on myself too, right? I can do it too. And until I do it, I'm not going to know, right? Like maybe you try and you're like, yeah, this isn't for me. That's fine. That's fair, right? But at least you said you can try, right? For me, I did try. I'm like, wait, this is great. This is fine. I can do this. Now I'm like kind of excited. Now I'm like, wait, I kind of want to be alone and travel outside the country just to see what that feels like because I just want to see what it feels like, right? It's just a different experience. It's like the solo living, which is what I was talking about. And I think it's because I was alone, right? That I was able to be in my own thoughts and reflect more through these experiences. When you're with someone else, which is really fun, you're connecting with them, you're talking to them, you're exposed. It's not like you're in your head and thinking a lot, right? But when I was on my own, for the trip, I was able to enjoy the trip, but also just be in my own presence and see like how clear my head is, right? How clear my energy is, how clear my feelings are. And I just felt very peaceful, right? I was very at peace. And so it was easy for me then when I'm connecting with other people, when I'm back with friends. Now I can assess, like, how am I feeling with this new connection, old connection with these friends that I'm making? Do I feel the sense of inner peace that I do then when I'm alone, right? I always say, like, you should enjoy being in someone's energy just as much as yours if you want to connect with them deeply, right? Because if not, then that's just draining. And that doesn't mean you have to let go of those people that if they are a little bit draining, right? That there's different boundaries. Like, yes, you can let them go completely if that works for you. There's different boundaries. You can just see them less. You can see them in different capacities, maybe not individually. Maybe you can see them in a group setting. Maybe you only see them in certain activities. There's different ways to be so secure and understand like how you are alone is so important as we're making these new connections, as we're finding our soul family, our soul tribe, our soulmates, whatever dynamics you're looking for. Because then you're not going to compromise. You're not going to question yourself. You know exactly the type of energy you want to be in. You're able to be in that type of energy alone. So you're not going to question it when you're with someone and the energies don't align like that. You're not going to sacrifice and say like, oh, well, maybe. No. If you can have this energy alone, if you can feel loved and supported alone, creative and open alone, consistent, honest, having fun, just all those energies alone, whatever you're looking for to be with other people, if you're able to do that alone, you're not going to question it then. When you make a new connection, if you don't find that with someone, you'll be able to pivot away because you deserve more, right? You shouldn't take anything less. You don't have to lower your standards because you find that within yourself. You can love and support yourself and give yourself the love and energy and company that you need. You are your best company, right? So that, as I said, when you're making connections, they have to live up to that, right? They have to live up to your own standards. And I just wanted to pull a couple cards, little closing messages from my story of one of the most important messages from my story that I can give to you. That hasn't already been said. All right. We got listen, pay attention. What are you missing? Tune in to learn and discover something new. Yes, and I think that beautifully sums up what I was saying. In this picture, this figure has a heart and there's like little waves around them. Kind of like I'm thinking of Pocahontas, when the grandmother willow puts her leaves, her vines in the water and it shows ripples. Yeah, those waves, those ripples. It's like this person is listening to the ripples of life around them. But it's this other message of the importance of listening to yourself, your heart, your feelings, your thoughts, your energy, but also listening to your environment, right? It's literally what I was saying about being able to know yourself so well and listen to yourself, right? And understand that energy so that when you're with people, situations, and places, you're truly listening to their energies as well. And you're not giving excuses or labeling it as something that it's not, right? You're accepting your reality and seeing how they really are. And you're really listening to how your energies interact, right? This isn't like a negative or thinking less than these energies that drain you, right? You're just really listening to how things interact, right? It's kind of like I think about music or like harmonies or two people collaborating. When you're with someone, a place, situation, and they're with you, like, how do your melodies harmonize together? Like, does it sound really beautiful? Is it uplifting? Or is there like friction? Does it not really fit well? Something's off. And to listen to that, right? Because you have to trust your intuition. And being in your own energy, being so secure in that, you'll be able to trust in yourself more. And if you want more help or guidance, I am launching a course that helps you dive deep into trusting yourself. We get very clear behind the energy on your own yes and no, and I will guide you through the difference between your intuition and your ego. I will also help you connect with your feelings, also that you feel extremely confident in yourself and trust your inner voice. I will walk you step by step on how to pivot towards your yes so that you can live the life you envision for yourself and connect with the people who really value you, who really support you, and who really love you for your genuine self. I'll put a link below where you can enter your email and get notified when my course launches, and I'll also give you access to the pre-sale price. Let's close out with the Herbiary deck. We have Dandelion, Perseverance. Dandelion is bold, bright, and sunny. She pushes through cracks in cement and worms her way into the mortar of stone walls cheerfully. Dandelion's medicine is perseverance, but not the perseverance of the martyr. Instead, Dandelion is the eternal optimist. Like the Fool in the tarot deck, she's always happy to set off on a new adventure in hope of learning more and digging deeper. She's not an airy optimist, though with no grounding in reality. Her roots are strong. She's the shaman and the Buddha, and her message is this: happiness is an inner landscape that has little to do with where you're planted. When you're ready to make your own joy, whatever life throws at you, call on Dandelion. Reflection, learning to adapt. Dandelion does this amazing thing. When she grows on a lawn that's mowed regularly, she stays short, so her flowers pass under the mower's blades. How can you, like Dandelion, adapt to the world around you? What little change can you make that will allow you to thrive in your current situation? If your mood turns sour and you're unable to maintain Dandelion's cheerfulness, ask yourself whether you need a mood adjustment or whether you're pushing up against an obstacle that's taking you off your true path. Remember, perseverance isn't about putting up with untenable situations. It's about knowing the difference between that which is difficult but doable and that which is simply unhealthy for your soul. I mean, there's nothing more to say. That literally beautifully sums up everything that I was saying. Happiness is found within, peace is found within. No matter your circumstances, right? You have to find that on your own energy, that high vibration of living on your own, right? And being able to assess your energy against others and really be honest and say, is this unhealthy? Like it said, is this unhealthy for my soul? Is this draining me? Can I let this go, right? What energies are you allowing into your life? What energies do not serve you anymore? And being clear with that, right? And pivoting towards your yes. All right, my beautiful Siren Pod family, that is all the messages that I have for you. Thank you so much for connecting with me. If anything resonated for you, please comment so that I know how it worked in your life. And I'd love connecting with your energy for these readings so I can read into your collective energies more accurately. So please like, comment, and continue subscribing. I'm wishing you all the best, and take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm sending you warm wishes and soothing hums.